Kia ora, it's Fred again from Drive Life. We're up in Auckland today with Geely with 3 models. So we thought we were coming to drive the new Starray petrol hybrid SUV, but actually I'm in the EX5 at the moment. It's their SUV, it's a full EV, around 400 k's range. I'm driving that for a while down to Lake Karapiro, and then we're actually going to take their new Riddara utes off-roading, so it'll be interesting to see how those go. It won't be a long off-roading test, but it'll be something, the unexpected bonus, and then we'll be jumping into the Starray and seeing how that goes, driving through to Taupo and then driving back tomorrow. So it's really nice that they're committing to the cause of driving these cars rather than just having a bit of a presentation in Auckland and then driving around Auckland streets and then it's all over till we get one to test. So we're going to spend some good time in 2 of their main models and a bit of off-roading in their ute. So we'll see how it goes and I'll report back later with updates. I'm still in the EX5 and generally it's pretty good. It's funny, when I got in the car, one of the guys turned off some of the driver assist systems, and I asked if they were annoying ones and he said yes. I've turned them back on again to see how it goes, and it's not too bad. The driver attention monitoring, it's only pinging me if I look away from the little doodacky here for too long. Otherwise it's okay. There is an automatic lane change assist function when you're in adaptive cruise control. I'll try it now. So let's change lanes. Hey, okay, that's the first time it's worked. Otherwise it's been telling me that the lines aren't good enough to change when I'm on the motorway and I've got perfect lines. So that's good, it's worked. It's been a bit funky. See, the driver attention monitoring, pretty reasonable. The adaptive cruise control is relatively smooth. There's a but, you just have to come, I've got it set to 100 kilometers an hour at the moment. You just have to come to a gentle curve and it slows down quite a bit. There was one just south of the Bombay, top of the hills, and the car slowed down to like, not a good time to lane change lanes, it says. You know, it is a good time. And the car said that, adaptive cruise control, the Bombay hills, gentle curve, set to 100, and it slowed down to like 92 kilometers an hour. Here it is, it's slowing down again. And you could do 160 k's around this corner if it was legal. I don't know why it's slowing down. It's not even a bend, it's a gentle curve. But we see that in quite a few cars that have speed adjusted adaptive cruise control. Adaptive regen, I haven't been to the regen settings yet. That's working really well, it's just doing its thing. I love adaptive regen, it's very good. The whole interior, it's really nice. It's built beautifully. Only initial impressions, I've only been in the driver's seat, but it's built really nicely. I love that on the console here, I've got a volume button. If I push it down, it becomes a fan button. So it's a really nice way of making ergonomics work. Very cool. And the finishes on the car inside are very, very nice. So yeah, beautiful. The screen, crisp and clear like we've come to expect from Chinese brands. It's quite speedy. There's a lot of options. I haven't been through all of them, just a few. And it's like the whole interior is really nice. We've got wireless charging here, a couple of cup holders, storage under here. I'll get the camera out later and do a little bit more B-roll so you can see what I'm talking about. It's really nice. We've got a dashboard, full color heads-up display, something that the EV3 doesn't have at $62,000. So it is, other than this at the moment with the adaptive cruise, which I need to turn off, it's really good. But got more driving today to do and more driving tomorrow, so let's see how it goes. Okay, I'm a bit further down the road now in the EX5. I mentioned before about the value of Chinese cars and how much equipment you get with them, and this car is no different. This is the top spec one. I know that because it's got the Fly Me sound system, which is like 1,000 watts or something like that. It's pretty big, and I think it's 12 speakers, maybe wrong, but it's the top spec version. So we've got the heads-up display, wireless charging, adaptive cruise, steering assist, that sort of stuff. Full pano sunroof, tilt slide with electric blind. I've just been into the seats, because the seat down on the main screen there's a massage button, and both front seats are massaging, heated and ventilated, and I've seen a few cars lately that have massaging seats that just use the lumbar motor to push it in your back, and it's not nice. It's like something out of the Aliens movie, going like this. This has got full massaging, so you can pick from a wave, walk, serpentine, shoulder massage, lumbar only, or a crawling massage. I don't think I want to try that one just yet, not while I'm driving. But you have got, as I say, heated, ventilated, both front seats. There's auto settings for both. You can have auto ventilated, auto heating, so you don't have to touch it. It will just do it itself. Steering wheel also heated, and also got a heated auto setting, so you can just set your climate control for 22, whatever you want, put those to auto, and if a car thinks it's cold enough, it'll put the different things onto heat, differing levels depending on how cold it is, or if it's too hot, it will cool your seats down depending on how hot it is. So for the sort of money they're asking for these cars, that's a lot of equipment. Can't complain. So the car's very well equipped for the money. What's it like to actually drive? We've only just driven through Auckland City and then onto the motorway, and I'm on the Waikato Expressway now, so not exactly daily driving the car and spending a week with it, but initial impressions. Said before, the ride is exceptional. There's quite a bit of tyre noise on coarse chip seal, but it's pretty common. There's a little bit of wind noise, but I'm being picky. It feels okay. It does feel a bit floaty. That soft suspension gives you a good ride, but over some bumps it's not unpleasant. It's just it doesn't feel super well tied down to the road. But again, we'd need to have one for a week to really test it out. But for the people who want this sort of car, they don't care about handling. They want the extras, the value, the warranty, and just something that does the job it's intended for. And very early impressions is the EX5 is pretty damn good. Alright, I'm still on the Waikato Expressway, and I've found something that I've really never seen before. I'm surprised and a bit bewildered, and another thing I'll have to ask Geely team about, but I thought I'll put the window down. Why not? But if I do down, nothing happens. I've pressed the window up, the window goes down. If I press the down button, the window goes up. What's up with that? I have no idea, but I'll be really interested to hear the thinking behind reversing window switches. Maybe the only car in the world that does that. I'll find out and come back to you. Well, we've been out off-roading in the brand new Geely Riddara, and full EV, heavy no doubt, but it impressed pretty well. I mean, we did some cross-axle testing, we did some, actually quite a few going through rivers, wading. It's got an 815mm wading depth, pretty reasonable. Monocoque, so no full chassis like your Hilux or other full chassis utes. So the ride is definitely better, definitely smoother, but it can still tow 3 tons braked. That's still impressive, and it'll take over a ton as a full payload in the tray. So that sort of answers it for a lot of people. And again, the off-roading was quite impressive. So we had 3 Riddaras out there. Nobody got into trouble. We went through some relatively gnarly stuff as far as the wading depths went, but just handled it easily. The modern electronics just nailed it pretty much. I'll stick up some footage of the places we went, and just very impressive if you can get over the looks. Some people are really patting the looks on this car. To start with, in the pictures, I didn't like it either, but in the flesh, in person, it actually looks okay. It looks pretty reasonable. The interior on this one, very impressive. There's no black interiors. There's just a sort of a blue interior with some black, and this one with fawny coloured interior, and they both look excellent. This is my favourite. It's an impressive ute. There's V2L, so you've got some power points in the tray to plug in your 230 volt appliances like skill saws or drills or whatever you want to plug in there. So that's going to answer it for a few tradies and also people going camping in general. The rims on the car have drawn a little bit of criticism over the triangle, and they're not in the 1980s anymore, but again, in person they look okay. There are some up-spec rims. One of the cars here today has some 20-inch rims and it looks better, but hey, some people won't care about the rims. But then a lot of ute owners, first thing they do is throw the rims away and put new ones on. There are other options coming out for camping, an electric tailgate cover. This vehicle goes on sale tomorrow, 18th of September, and they've already got some pre-orders out there for 70 grand. There's some competition out there, but it's very well equipped. One model in New Zealand only, and that's it. That's your lot. Four-wheel drive, full spec, and so far it's looking pretty good. Well, I'm taking the Riddara ute out for a ride, full EV. You're sealing the off-roading clips there. So I thought I'd take it for a drive just on some country roads, open roads, and I wasn't going to film anything, but it's really impressive. The ride is outstanding. It's monocoque, there's no full chassis, but the ride, regardless of that, it should be good, but it's excellent. The thing that really blows me away is the performance. I'm in comfort mode. I'm just going to start and do a performance test. And it really picks up and moves pretty damn quickly. So quite impressive in that respect. And mid-range acceleration, whatever, it just fair takes off. So plenty of power there. No doubt that's going to affect your range, just like in a diesel or a petrol. But it's on-road manners even. Really good. Only a short drive. Okay, we've got to get one to test, see what it's really like. But around the bends, a little bit soft because of that smooth suspension, but it handles the bends really well. It doesn't feel all over the place like some EV utes I've driven, I won't mention. It feels really good. I'm pleasantly surprised. Or mid-quarter bumps like that one throw it off a little bit. But on the whole, open road driving, on the short trip again, but open road driving feels absolutely fine. And not only that, the driving experience, but you've got this awesome interior. I love the colours in here. It looks incredibly luxurious. It feels it, and it's got a lot going for it. Again, the looks, it looks a lot better in person than in the pictures, so don't judge it till you see one. Okay, so I drove the EX5 Auckland to Cambridge, not too far, but we'll do some more miles on that tomorrow hopefully. Took that Riddara off-road a bit and tested it out and took it for a short on-road stint. Now I'm in the car I actually came for, Starray. It's Geely's only hybrid at this stage. It's got a 1.5 litre non-turbo engine, still needs 95 fuel surprisingly, but 1.5 litre hooked up with an 18 kilowatt hour battery pack as a plug-in hybrid. It does about 83 kilometres on a charge, and it'll do that in EV only mode. And that might not sound much to many people, but most New Zealanders, according to Stats New Zealand, do only around 29 kilometres a day. So hey, 83 kilometres, drive for a couple of days and plug it in again. You've got some cheap running. The range is claimed at about 943 k's with a full tank of gas. This one's run out of EV charge at the moment. It's still running in EV mode when it gets a little bit of charge from going down hills and what have you. And so this car's driven by someone else from Auckland down to Cambridge. I've got 778 k's of petrol range left, so still pretty reasonable. Geely says that the car's got a combined power output rating of 193 kilowatts. That's pretty healthy, and it feels like it so far. I've only been in the car for 10 minutes, but it feels pretty peppy. They're also claiming average fuel consumption of 2.4 litres per 100 k's, and that's pretty good. We have had mixed results before with plug-in hybrids. Sometimes they do 5 or 6, and others I've had do 1. So sometimes much better than they suggest, and other times not so much. This is the top spec version. So it's similarly equipped to the EX5. I don't have a heated steering wheel, but I have got heated and ventilated seats No massaging this time, unfortunately. That's gone, and that was quite nice in the EX5, I've got to say. But still fairly well equipped. In front of me, I've got a heads-up display, full colour, crystal clear, and all the information you need there. Got our wireless charger, 10 or 12 speaker audio system. We'll go through all this when we get the car to review, but it's really well equipped, and I'll come back to you soon with the driving impressions. It's too early to tell yet just how good it is, but I can tell you one thing, it's doing the same thing as the EX5. It's just slowed down to 70 kilometers an hour for a corner that could be taken at 100 comfortably, so really hoping that Geely can sort that out, because that is a little bit frustrating. It hasn't been that long, but early impressions are that this is really an EX5 as a plug-in hybrid. It's got the same smooth ride, same sort of floaty suspension, same amount of body roll in the corners, which is not excessive, but it's probably more than you'd expect. The interior feels identical, all the materials and the design, these lines on the center console, it all feels the same as the EX5. The screen, the interface, steering wheel controls, the audio system, the vents, QI wireless charging, it feels just exactly the same as the EX5, but you've got a petrol engine if you're one of those people that thinks going EV is just too hard. If there's one excellent feature about this Geely Starray, it's the engine noise. It's almost non-existent, and there's times where I think it's actually running in EV mode, and I know it's not because there's no range left, but it's very quiet. I think it's a combination of just a quiet engine and decent soundproofing, and you can barely hear it. I can sometimes under heavy load or really heavy acceleration, you can hear it there. Definitely not noisy, it's smooth, and oftentimes there's just no engine noise at all. So full marks to Geely for really nailing that side of this car. And hey, found something. Just like in the EX5 and the Starray, electric window button, push it up, window goes down. Push it down, window goes up. I did ask the Geely guys at lunch and they said don't know why. I also asked them about the adaptive cruise, how it slows down so much on a corner. Can't turn it off, so it's going to annoy some people who might just not use adaptive cruise after that. Hoping it's going to be some sort of update where you can turn that off and on, because it's just slowed down to 63 k's on this corner. You can do 80 or 90 at comfortably, so that would annoy me. But hey, over-the-air updates on these cars, so Geely has got that on their vehicles, so hopefully they'll listen to people. I can't take it anymore. Hopefully they'll listen to people and put an option in to turn that off, or at least have like other cars have with the slow, medium or fast corners. Not too far from Auckland, so I thought I'd just give you a bit of a summary of the last couple of days and the three different Geely models. EX5, medium EV SUV, very good, fantastic ride, well equipped, good pricing, definitely an option if you're in the market for that sort of car. I would go and drive one. The Riddara Ute. We didn't push those cars, the Utes, hard off-road, but they took what we threw at them easily, so we might at last have a decent full EV Ute in the market. And they're only selling the four-wheel drive ones here, no two-wheel drive, so nice to sort of make that commitment. And then I'm in the Starray back to Auckland. They rated at 2.4 litres per 100 k's. With the long trip, it hasn't been charged up. It was full yesterday when we left Auckland. Nobody's charged it since. It's just charging itself as we drive. And it's running at 5.2 litres per 100 k's. For a 1.5 litre hybrid, that's pretty good. If you bought one of these for yourself, driving around town, commuting, whatever, you're going to charge it up more and use a lot less fuel. So that's not indicative of a normal car, really. This is a weekend away almost to Taupo and back. 5.2 litres per 100 k's. It's pretty acceptable. And it drives well, it feels good, again, well equipped, It looks pretty good. I quite like it. It's comfortable, the seats are comfy, it looks awesome inside. The interior will blow away any visitors or neighbours that hop in. So again, if you're in the market for a medium SUV that's quite large and you don't want an EV, you want a hybrid, plug-in hybrid, so you can charge it up home and drive 80 k's-ish on a full charge. But if you're going away for the weekend and you don't want to charge it, you don't have to. Just get in and drive it. For 50 grand for the top spec, excellent value. I suggest you go and drive one. Ka kite anō, and I'll see you next time.